Yo, peep this. You just clicked on Let's View It, and Tyrone Cross. Welcome to my channel, where I'm here reacting to TikTok videos and discussing other topics I find interesting and important, and most of the time, controversial. So if this is the first time you ever clicked on my videos, and you're like, what's this guy all about? Well, then you're new to the crew, and we welcome you. And all you gotta do to get adopted into this family permanently is, after this video, if you like how I do what I do, please subscribe and help support me and help support this channel and help make it grow so big like Jack and the Beanstalk big. And right now, I'm trying to make a goal of trying to get 1K subscribers by September 30th. Right now, I'm at 720, so I need 280 more to go. I believe I'm going to make it, and if I don't, I should at least be close, but either way, I'm going to keep making these amazing videos for me and for you guys, because, as I told you before, this is a family thing. So I do appreciate all the support I get from you guys and all the positive words, and I'm going to try to always keep my videos at the best quality that I can do. And for the most part, I get positive comments. Like way over 90% of my comments are positive about my videos and people liking what I do. Now, every once in a while, like every YouTuber or anybody on social media that puts themselves out there, I get negative comments, and then sometimes I get constructive criticism. And I don't mind constructive criticism because in the end of the day, I'm always trying to make myself better at whatever I'm doing and as a person in general. So if someone thinks they can help me out with that, there's no harm in that. We all know those that can't do teach, and those that can't teach critique. And then some can't even critique that well. But don't think for a second, just because you're a critic, that your criticisms can't be criticized. And what I'm saying this for, and what this is leading up to, is I'm addressing a couple comments that people said it sounds like I'm reading. And then one even said they can tell that I'm reading. And like I said, I'm willing to accept constructive criticism. But if all of a sudden you're completely wrong in your criticism, then how am I going to trust you know what you're talking about? So anyways, I thought I clarified this before, but maybe people thought I was joking or doing my sarcastic thing. But I don't have a script. None of this is written. So I'm not reading anything. The only thing in front of me right now is a camera and some really old lady curtains, because I'm at my mom's house. Now, unless I'm waiting calmly for my mom to beat my ass, there's no script on her curtains. To take it even farther, I have nothing memorized. So when you say I should remember what I wrote down, well, I did. I wrote down nothing and I remembered nothing. So in a way, I am listening to your guys' advice, and I do think it's going to make me a very successful YouTuber. So I thank you. Plus, you also made me realize that I was wrong to think that all these YouTubers were just freestyling their videos. I'm not sure why I thought they could come up with gold right off the top of their head like I can. So I thank you, because now I realize I was downplaying my own abilities the whole time. But anyways, I just want to clarify that I don't have a script. This whole show, this whole channel is all ad-lib. You really think I write down half the dumb shit I say? Come on. And I'm not saying I one take the whole video, not at all. I do editing. I mess up. I have to repeat lines. So I'm not trying to give the impression that I just jump in the room, sit in a chair, and just ramble on flawlessly by myself to a camera. Soon I will be able to, probably. Very close to that. Very close. I've only been doing it for like 10 months, so hold on. And you will see real greatness come real soon. Even Kobe Bryant airballed 4 times in the playoff. But now that those comments wasted so many minutes of me rambling, let me get into the video. Do you guys remember the show hosted by Bill Cosby? It was called Kids Say the Darndest Things. Well, this is my version of it, and it's called Trans Say the Darndest Things. So you already know. Let's view it.
All right, I will assume that you asked this question in the way that you really want to learn. So I will explain all the ways that it is okay. Let's say that you're attracted to women. Well, if you're attracted to women, then you're attracted to cis women, trans women without bottom surgery, and trans women with bottom surgery. If you're attracted to VJ, then you could be attracted to a cis woman, a trans man without bottom surgery, a trans woman with bottom surgery, or a non-binary person, which, depending on their assigned gender at birth, having or not having had the surgery. But it is that exclusion that makes it transphobic. So, if you say that you like women and you like VJ, then that would mean that you're attracted to cis women and trans women who have had bottom surgery. It is just that exclusion that makes it transphobic. You can have a genital preference, but to exclude trans people is transphobic.
But what if your genital preference is non-mutilated VJ? Can I have that preference? That's like saying, since I like bread, now I have to eat moldy, green, smelly, hairy bread. You do know that vagina is not real, right? That vagina is made in China. But you want to know what I really want to know? What happens to these people that they wake up one day and they're like, you know what? I think I'm a spokesperson for how you should like VJ. I'm going to tell everybody the rules of liking VJ. How are you going to tell someone how to like VJ when you don't even like VJ? He was saying VJ, right? I don't know, but I'm not going to watch that clip again to find out.
What are your pronouns?
Either she, her, or they, them.
What does they, them mean?
Pretty much it's when I'm feeling more of not gender confined, like pretty much no gender. I choose to go by they, them.
So you don't feel like a gender sometimes?
Pretty much. Like, I'm still questioning what my gender is. Like,
so how does that process work?
Pretty much just I'm playing around with different gender identities and different pronouns until I figure out exactly which one.
And so some days you feel like a what, and some days you feel like a what?
Some days I feel she, her. Other days, like today, I'm feeling more no gender.
Wow.
So she can go all the way from feeling like every gender to feeling like no gender. Look, you guys gotta forgive me, but this is where my mind is going. But when she feels like a male and she gets horny, how does she jack off? That seems like a terrible situation, and in that case, she should never want to be a male. Or at least be a female first, get satisfied, get yours, and then become a male for the rest of the day. But to put yourself as a male in the morning and try to carry it all the way through the night, trust me, as a male, you're going to want some sometime throughout that day. This whole idea she has is just ridiculous. How does she try out to be a male and then try out to be a female? How does she actually try to be these genders? So on a male day, does that mean she wears boy clothes? Does she have prosthetic genitalia she puts on? Does she draw a beard on her face? Could you imagine having this gender problem and being like a MMA fighter? When if you were in the middle of your fight and you're a male and then all of a sudden you started feeling like a female? Your punches get weaker. You start slapping more. You have the urge to pull the other fighter's hair. And then the worst part of it all, the other fighter just beats you up really easy. And then you're going to be sitting there at the post-fight interview with them asking, well, what went wrong in the ring? And you're going to be like, well, I started feeling more like a girl.
Men are not meant to be dominant. Men are meant to be submissive. They're meant to be worker ants. They're supposed to listen to women. You are a queen. They are worker ants. That's how the system is supposed to go. Because men do not have the ability to think for themselves. They don't. They don't have higher intellect. Women have to guide men to higher intellect. Because men are fucking stupid. We women must take charge. They are useless without us. They can't do nothing. They're the ones supposed to provide, cook, clean, and do everything after they come home from work. Because that's just how it's supposed to be. I don't know why everybody's trying to change the dynamic. Men are motherfucking submissive. Women are dominant. I'm dominant. I'm not gonna be submissive or a little bitch. Feminism all the way. The fuck? Like,
well, if we were busy cooking, cleaning, and taking care of the family and the babies, who's gonna build the house? Or the building that sold you those dumbass long fake fingernails? Exactly. Now, I don't know what that was, but he was born a boy. But now he thinks he's a girl. And just because he was mentally weak, he thinks men are mentally weak. Well, if we're so stupid, then why did we take control of the world for so long with the patriarchy? I guess we outsmarted women then. Could you imagine if that was your kid? Well, if that was your kid, you were probably part of the problem. But could you imagine if you were part of the problem and that was your kid?
I am trigender, which means like a triangle, I have 3 genders. Male, female, and non-binary. And the difference between trigender and gender fluid is that I feel all 3 of these genders at the same time, all the time. It doesn't ever shift or change, or where I feel one gender more strongly than the other.
So she is trigender, which means she tries genders simultaneously, apparently. I'm starting to feel really scammed in my life. You know why? These people are swapping the feelings of their genders, and this girl right here got the gift to feel all the genders at one time in her body. But when it comes to me, I don't even get to feel the one gender I am. I just have to accept it without the feeling. And that's complete bullshit.
So I have this thing, call it a little quirk if you will. I have hair in my armpits. I have it there for a few reasons. 1, lazy. 2, fuck the patriarchy. And 3, your response to them tells me everything I need to know about you.
And 4, the true reason why you got hair under your armpits, well, where else were you going to put the hair from your head? Looking like a transgender shallow monk or something.
Trans women and trans men are human beings. That's the only argument that we should be making. They're human beings. And if you really knew love, you will honor their humanity and their divinity. Your opinion will come after love. The only opinion that you will have would be rooted in love. Trans women and trans men are human beings. They're human beings. They're human beings. They're human beings. Your religious opinion is your business. We don't need to know that. But what needs to be everybody's business is that you honor the humanity and divinity of all human beings. Trans women and trans men are human beings, and that's the only argument that we should be making. That's the only goal that we should be trying to implement, is that we recognize that trans women and trans men are human beings. They're human beings. Trans women and trans men are human beings. Trans women and trans men are human beings. They have my utmost respect, my utmost love, my utmost concern, because just like I'm human, they are human. Trans women, trans men are human beings.
Trans women, trans men are human beings. Trans women, trans men are human beings. Trans women, trans men are human beings. This is putting me in a trance. Can I ask her a quick question? Why do you want to make that an argument when we already agree they are human beings? No one's saying they're not human beings. What we are saying is that a biological woman cannot be a real man, and a biological man cannot be a real woman. So I don't get why you're so hateful that you want us to debate and argue over whether they're human beings. Listen, lady, they're human beings. But one thing we probably should argue is whether or not you're a human being, because that's very questionable. Trans women and trans men are human beings. Trans women and trans men are human beings. Trans women and trans men are human beings.
You know, it's normal, right?
If it was a man or a woman kissing, it would not make you uncomfortable. Why does it make you uncomfortable to see a man and a man kiss? Oh, I know the answer. I know the answer to this one because I used to be homophobic, okay? So I know the answer. It's because you're thinking about them having smacks. Steamy hot smacks. And you just told everyone on the internet that.
I guess I missed it, but I don't know what he did to show that he was uncomfortable. I'm probably really bad at reading body language, but it seemed like he thought it was inappropriate. But of course, someone like you doesn't understand why it's inappropriate. Well, let me tell you, because that was a kid's coloring book. And believe it or not, what's supposed to be in kids' coloring books are things like puppies, cats. So even a man and a woman kissing would technically be inappropriate in a little kid's coloring book. But I get it. Now that you've grown as a person and you're no longer a transphobe, you forgot how to be appropriate around kids.
Apparently my kitty cat isn't real because a doctor made it. So I'm guessing noses that were fixed by doctors aren't real noses. Faces that were lifted by doctors aren't real faces. Hearts that were fixed by doctors aren't real hearts.
I love how she compares ripping off one part that's supposed to be there and replacing it with a part that's not, with reshaping a nose or lifting some cheeks. When a person gets a nose job, they take a nose and keep it as a nose. When they get a facelift, their cheeks are still cheeks. But when you get bottom surgery, well, that penis becomes a mall vagina, and that vagina becomes your forearm. You guys always suck at analogies. Let's do it like this. How about you put a nose on your forehead? Then we would say it's not a real nose. But even more so, I can destroy your whole analogy like this. Why did you pick nose and facelift? Why didn't you say boob job? Oh, because when someone gets a boob job, we say they got fake boobs. Or you could have used BBL for an example. Oh wait, when people get BBLs, we say they got a fake ass. But that's cool, pick and choose. That way your community still thinks you're smart.
I recently had a gender-affirming bathroom experience I wanted to share with all of you. So I was at the airport last Saturday, and I got off the airplane and I needed to go to the bathroom. I didn't feel like I was safe enough to go to the women's restroom in the airport, so I tried to go in the men's restroom. As I was trying to enter, two men physically stopped me, like would not physically let me through, and said, this is the wrong bathroom. Whoa, 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 you can't come through here. The women's restroom is that way. And I was like, okay. I didn't even say anything to them. I just turned around and walked that way, smiling, because they wouldn't let me in the men's restroom. They told me to go to the women's restroom, and that's never happened to me before, and I was very happy. I just wanted to share that with all of you.
All your clip shows is how selfish you are, and all you guys care about is how something makes you feel. You individually, not even for your community. Because this situation that made you so happy, what if it was a woman that identified as a man but hasn't done any of the gender affirming stuff? So she's still in her woman body and everything, which you guys said you don't have to do any gender affirming care to be transgender. So when she walks up to the bathroom looking as a woman but saying she's a man, and they kick her out and tell her to go use the woman's bathroom down the hall, all of a sudden you're claiming transphobia, bigotry, and that there's a genocide going on. But when it happens and apparently it's in your favor, then it's wonderful and it makes your whole day great. Come on, man. So that's the video of trans say the darndest things. So now that you know they say the darndest things, all I need you guys to do is comment below. Tell me what you think. I already forgot half the stuff they said, so I don't really have any smart ass questions to ask at the end like I usually do. But while you're telling me your thoughts, I'm also gonna need you to hit that bell like the hunchback. Also click that hit chaka button and subscribe with me. And I'll see you on the next trip. Day and night. Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real. All my life. Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real. Can't help I keep it real, keep it real, keep it real.